let him say it. I don't need to be like him. The point of the matter is that he said it in his own way. And I'm not going to kiss you on the lips like he would do, you know, with bad breath and everything like that, you know, sweaty. Said that the scent of these armpits, did he say, sweeter than prayer? In Song of Myself. Yeah, well, that may be true, you know. He was trying to say that the body is not dirty in any way. That's what he was trying to say, wasn't he? You know, and that he was one of the first person that actually came along and said things. History of mankind.
So wait, how do you, I'm sorry, we're off on the tangent though. How do you...
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not giving a lecture tomorrow morning at tomorrow night. You can come and listen to it if you want. Psych 150, I'll be finishing up my Whitman stuff.
Yeah, I'll be working on some other stuff.
Sorry about that. 7 o'clock, Psych 150, you're welcome to come.
Thank you.
I've spent 3 hours on Whitman and to be done with him. So.
I just don't see him as being...
Well, that's too bad. That's because you don't. I don't care what you see. The point of the matter is, if you don't see it, you haven't read him fully yet.
No, what I'm saying is that I don't see him as being accessible to the American spirit in terms of a civil religion for us, although...
I don't know what a civil religion is. I don't know what you're talking about. You're using language that is... I said I can't talk in language like that. That's some academic jargon you picked up somewhere. What class did you hear that in?
American religious diversity.
Oh, I want to talk about this old textbook that you...
All right.
I would use a textbook.
What if I prefaced it with, I buy what you're saying.
No, you don't have to buy what I'm saying. But go ahead.
All right. But it seems like I do, because what I'm saying is, I buy what you're saying, but I'm not sure how I think among hipsters, you can say, yeah, Whitman is our religion, but...
Oh, no, hipsters don't know anything.
The majority of
we read Whitman the other day, and Whitman is anything but a hipster, because the guy is total patriot, the guy is willing to fight to the last man for certain things. He's not a hipster. The hipsters are liars and cheats when they take a hold of Whitman.
Well, then we have different...
They only take a hold of one part of him, the homosexuality and stuff like that. They don't pick up any of the other stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I read people from his diaries where he's watching the Union Army marching through Washington. You'd never hear a hipster write about the Union Army and the men in the ranks like that. They would be out there trying to meet them in the back row, trying to bugger them or something, pardon my vulgarity. But that's what the Beat generation, Ginsberg, and all those guys who began that movement towards hipsterdom were into. They were not into patriotism or anything like that. So I don't really want to, we'd have to read Whitman together, and we don't have time. We're reading Mills. Forgive me for saying that.
No, it's all good.
But what I'm trying to, I don't know how we got on that. Anyway,
it's my fault.
It's my fault. So we must tolerate all whose civil conduct does not interfere with their fellows. Yeah, it's pursuit of happiness. The American, you know, that's how we do. The state as state has no right to take notice of the difference between religions. Now he's going much further than Dome in here, isn't he? Dome is saying, no, let's forgive these people their idiosyncrasies. Let's try to upgrade them, make them more like us. If we treat them well, maybe they'll behave in a higher fashion, you know. Dome is accepting the stereotypes, but he wants to upgrade everyone. He's like a missionary or something like that. He wants to bring the poor savages up to the level of our wonderful society. Mendelssohn doesn't want that. He just wants what? Tolerance. Just tolerate us. If we are somewhat odd, peculiar, bizarre, if we're not hurting you, you got nothing to complain about. So that's all he wants is toleration. Must tolerate all whose civil conduct does not interfere with their fellow citizens in pursuit of happiness. Now my neighbor in my backyard, who bought a house now recently there, he guffaws at 2 in the morning. He's got a loud, horrible guffaw. Now, I would never open my windows and guffaw at 2 in the morning out loud to him. And then his TV goes, he's one of those people who can't go to sleep unless his TV's on, and in the summer days, he's got his windows open. He's not even aware that the TV is going till 2 or 3 in the morning. This is imposing on my pursuit of happiness. You see? His pursuit of happiness is imposing on my pursuit of happiness. I'm ready to sell or go take a shotgun and blow him away or beat him up or do something. But I know if I start yelling at him and doing that, it'll just get worse, you know, and there will be blood on the street or murder or whatever. You know, more violent crimes and murders and stuff are committed between neighbors than just about anything else in the world, because neighbors really get on your nerves. And that's why I always tell people, don't get friendly with your neighbors. Do not get friendly with your neighbors. Just keep them at arm's length and, you know, just treat them respectfully. But try to get in a situation where their pursuit of happiness doesn't interfere with your pursuit of happiness. So there's certain rules that are observed. I sometimes put notes in their box and say, you know, before you moved in here, suppose everyone made noise all night long like you. This neighborhood would be like a jumping lunatic bin. You know, so you're the liberties you're claiming a right to because you have property and you paid $500,000 for it or whatever, are actually, you know, only good because others are not observing them. Others are keeping a certain standard of behavior. That's what this neighborhood is worth, or whatever it is you pay to get in. So you really should observe these standards if you want others, you know, to keep this so on. This is all very important. It produces a life of sanity. So in fact, the civil conduct should not interfere with the pursuit of happiness. Others' pursuit of happiness. The state has no right to take notice of the difference between religion. Religion inherently has no bearing on temporal affairs. Any connection between the two realms is a result of the arbitrary act of men. Now that is what he wants to prove. I'm not sure he can do it totally, because religions do sometimes, you know, have an effect on the temporal world. And, you know, he's want to say where the Jewish religion, he's really going to go way out there with the Jewish religion and say it doesn't affect, you know, how we behave as citizens. Anyone want to comment on that? Response, yeah.
So it would be like if there was a politician who was of a certain religion and his response to something was trying to follow his religion necessarily rather than following
the Constitution?
Like his response was to turn the other cheek because he was a Christian, but the better response or the more politically acceptable response would have been to do something a little more proactive.
I don't know in that case, and that's, I said, Mendelssohn's on very difficult terrain here, so we're going to see how he gets out of it. That's all I can tell you. Let's see where he goes. I can't answer your question, but it's, you know, it's a difficult point. Well, now he's going to go on here. We have to distinguish, he says, on the next couple of paragraphs between temporal and eternal, meaning, you know, something that is finite and something that is infinite. And